The road is pretty bumpy. There's no need to pay attention to the video. Just pay attention to the audio. If you guys could do me a huge favor, press the thumbs up button, subscribe, share, comment, and dialogue. Let's talk about any issues that you might have, clarifications, whatever it is. Thank you, everyone, for your support over the years. I really appreciate you. I know it's been a couple of days. It feels like months that I haven't made a video. I've just been training like crazy. I have calluses right here on this part of my finger from loading, unloading. It's been hectic. I've been doing lots of training at the range. So today's video, I want to talk about guards not wearing holsters. Guards wearing holsters when they don't even have a firearm. And I have a solution. We'll talk about what causes this to happen. And then I want to talk about, it's all about who you know. Did some recent training, some awesome training. We invited Randy from GVPS to attend, and one of his guys who is not law enforcement was able to attend the course, and I actually let him in. He works private security right now, former Marine, and I decided, you know what, Randy's helping us out. I'll let him in the course. And I'll talk about how to get to that stage. So I just got off of work, as you can tell, and I saw what I thought was an armed guard at one of the local fast food restaurants. So he called regarding the situation, and I saw his magazine pouches, and they're all empty. I thought, oh no, here we go. I got an empty mag pouch. What else is empty? And I'm always curious on what they're carrying. So I see that he has an empty gun holster. All right. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to do a video on this for sure. So let's first talk about what causes someone to do not have a gun in the holster. I think, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it's probably because this person works armed security and he also works unarmed. And instead of just swapping out belts, he chooses to take the gun out of the holster, take the magazine out of the holster. I get that, and I think a lot of you also understand that it's an inconvenience, and a lot of security professionals, they can't afford two duty belts. When I worked armed security and unarmed. I had two duty belts, one for armed setup and then the other for the unarmed setup. I understand that is a convenience, but there are some disadvantages to this, and I'll talk about how to fix this. So the disadvantage is somebody might think that you are armed. I mean, you have somebody that might want to commit armed robbery on you. I was watching Mike Alvarez's video. Make sure you guys watch his video. He almost got robbed at gunpoint, and he talked about the strategies that he undertook in order to let this situation not happen. Hold on, guys. I'm driving right now in this mirror, not the mirror, this window is fogging up on me right now. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I lost my train of thought already. I talked about Mike Alvarez's video. Unfortunately, I'm on live, so I can't erase. I can't cut video. Can't even look at the comments if anybody wants to help me out because I'm driving. Anyhow, oh yeah. So the disadvantage. So somebody might think that you have a gun. A lot of times, armed security get robbed at gunpoint for their firearm. So that's one of the disadvantages. And actually, that's one of the major disadvantages. Another disadvantage is you might have that muscle memory. Knowing that you have a holster, if there's like an armed situation, some guy pulls out a knife on you, they're closing the distance, you might actually, through your intuition, do one of these and reach for that gun that's not there. We find that people, when they get their arms blown off or the legs blown off, sometimes they have that phantom arm or that leg that's not even there. They end up falling, or they end up grabbing that they can't because that arm is non-existent anymore. It was amputated. So I think those are the two disadvantages. Number one, somebody might think that you're armed and might try to commit robbery on you. And the second, you might reach for something that's not there. Now, if you know that you're not armed, you might not interject yourselves into some of these situations. So that's the reason why you want to not have a holster on you if you're not carrying armed. Now, the solution to that situation, let me be YouTube friendly as possible. So this is a QLS fork. Safariland makes it, and there's the female adapter and then there's a male adapter version, but this is actually the fork. The female adapter portion goes on your gun belt, and the neat thing is, if you're going to work an unarmed post, you could just take it out. It looks a little bit tacky, but not as tacky as having a holster with no gun in it. That just looks, honestly guys, that looks dumb. It looks dumb, it looks unprofessional. People are not going to take you seriously if you're missing a gun in your holster. I think that's a better route, and you could just carry this with you to different posts. If you're working unarmed, now I'm not giving you legal or professional advice, but if you're working unarmed and there's some situation that calls for armed response, me personally, I would go to my trunk or my lockbox and put this on my unarmed rig and handle the situation. Obviously, you're not going to be covered by workers' comp policy. Most likely, you're not going to be covered by your employer's commercial liability. They're not going to cover you if it's an unarmed post, because this is something that's outside the scope of your employment. But just for personal survival, maybe you need to get to point A to point B. I think that this is something to think about. So it's called a keyless fork. There's another adapter plate. I forgot who makes it, but it was too expensive for me. It was like $130. The adapter plate that from Safariland that accepts the QLS fork, that's only, I think it's like $30, maybe $32, but it's not that much. I highly recommend that you get that instead of looking dumb out there with a gun with no holster. I mean, I know money's tight, guys, but the whole setup, I would imagine, if you get them as a package, maybe $50, $60. If you're working armed security, you cannot not afford to buy that holster. Okay. Second, I want to talk about, it's all about who you know. We always hear that adage, that concept, and there's some realism that goes to that. So we did, if you guys don't know, I'm on a SWAT team. We're just started from scratch. We're trying to build up the numbers. The first hour of the class, I want to design it so that it's combat fitness. I believe calisthenics, weightlifting, cardio, all those exercises are important for the operator. But I really think that combat fitness is the way to go. I mean, it's basically a level of fitness that you can use on your job. When am I going to do on my job 10 pull-ups? Probably never. 8 pull-ups, probably never. Would I have to do a pull-up with full kit? Maybe 1 pull-up. Yes, definitely. So I would consider that combat fitness. Would I have to run back and forth in full kit? Yes, and be able to function. Yes. So is running back and forth 100 yards here, 100 yards there in full kit, is that advantageous? Yes. So I decided to do a hike, give the guys a hike. I think it's a cool team building exercise. And I asked Randy from GVPS, Global Veterans Private Security, based out of San Diego. Oh, by the way, they're hiring. If you guys are interested, go to the description box below and give me some time. I'll provide you. They're hiring. He's always looking for talent in the San Diego area. You're not going to be doing special operation stuff. You're going to be doing your basic private security post, but you're going to be well respected, well valued as an employee. Onward. So I invited Randy to teach the bounding and overwatch drills. I picked a small hill when I did my scouting. It was a small little terrain, a small hill, a little bit of slopes. Randy shows up a little bit late, but I thought, you know what, this guy has something in store for us. He hauls ass through the desert, shows up about 10 minutes late. He jumps out, and instead of picking the nice hills that I had planned, what type of terrain do you think a former combat Army Ranger is going to pick? He picks a mountain. He sees the hills. He says, F the hills. We're picking the mountains. So we picked the mountains. We did bounding overwatch drills. This is something that military is used to, especially infantry, SWAT units would do. Randy invited one of his employees, who is a former Marine. I don't think he had any. I don't think it was like a combat MOS or military police. But anyhow, he works private security, and I made the decision to accept him as a student in this course. These courses are hard to get into, you guys, especially if you don't know anybody. Working private security, there's like a 99.9% chance they are not going to let you into these courses. Randy helped me out, so I said absolutely yes, he can attend the course. Let's take note of his conduct, and this is how we should all act if we want to be accepted in these courses. So Randy's guy, we'll call him Mario. Very, very humble guy. He shows up to class. He doesn't crack any jokes because they're not funny when you're the new guy or you're the deer in the headlights. He's not loud. Randy's a loud one, and he acts as an observer. He's very professional. He doesn't provide his input, his I want to say unsolicited criticism. Not at all. He's quiet, no jokes. He does not give any unsolicited criticism at all, or any unsolicited comments. He actually performed just like all the other SWAT operators, actually. Obviously, with everybody else, including myself, there's room for improvement. But very professional. He was very safe on the range. During the Overwatch drills, he did not flag anybody with his pistol. Very, very professional. When we did the live fire drills, I walked up to Randy and said, you know what? Prepare him for live fire. I want him on the range. And that's what happened. He was on the stack. So I did the 4-hour ballistic shield operator course after Randy. Actually, I want to say we did the course. Myself and Randy. Randy helped me out tremendously. Do our first ballistic shield operator course. We threw Mario in the stack. And once again, he performed well, professional. We actually put him as a team leader on one of our stacks when we made using our tactical wall setup. I'm sure he loved it. He loved to give commands. I mean, he was giving commands to one of the guys who was a seasoned SWAT operator of like, I think 10 years or 15 years. And he was a team leader giving commands. Mario, I don't believe he ever shot behind a shield before, and he's the team leader of this. So I was proud to be able to accept him from the security community, and I told Randy he's more than welcome to come back anytime, as long as Randy shows up. So it's great to know people. I'm telling you guys, you're gonna reach the stars faster if you know somebody. Don't be cocky, be humble, and you can go to a lot of these courses as well. But once again, you have to know somebody. Knowing that the senior instructor for the course is totally beneficial as well. Okay. I was actually thinking about teaching this ballistic shield operator course to private security. I want to be able to endorse a shield, not a $10,000 shield, a $5,000 shield, but maybe a $500 mini shield, a $700 mini shield. Obviously, there's a shield that I'm going to review pretty soon. The manufacturer has agreed to send it to me. I got to send it back, but I'm going to do my T&E on it and then report back to you guys. And maybe I'll do a shield class for you guys. If you own a security company and you're interested in developing your officers and having an active shooter kit, reach out through me through email, ssundal@yahoo.com. It's ssundal@yahoo.com. If you're an individual and you want, if you go through this 4-hour course, it's not qualified. I'm just signing off on it. Again, there's no police attachment on it or law enforcement attachment to it. However, you do get a law enforcement instructor. Reach out to me. I like to teach small groups. I'm not too sure Randy is interested. Randy's kind of hit and miss. You know, he does things for free. He helped me out with this whole course, not asking for a dime. I just can't keep saying thank you enough to Randy. I don't think he's watching this video, but if he is, once again, on the bottom of my heart, I thank him again for showing up. He pays for his own hotel, his own gas, and the only thing that I do in return is I market his company. I market his company, and then I don't even ask for a dime for marketing his company. It's a mutual beneficial. Okay. So that's all I got, guys and gals. I'm looking forward to teaching this class, especially with a mini shield. That's a pretty affordable option, but I need to do some more T&E with this particular shield. Oh, let me go through the comments before I forget. All right. Good morning, David from Security Government says. Mr. Fusion says, I don't even know what's empty mag pouches just for show or the guard who wears 5 pairs of handcuffs. You know what? I'm almost sure he has armed security work. And he has unarmed security work at the same time. Yeah, Mike from the Professional Security Journals, he says the same thing. That's what he was about. Armed, working unarmed. Security guard command says, I've had to get a screwdriver and remove my holster when I switch sites. Yep. Oh my goodness. Jeez, that's a lot of wear and tear on the threads of that screw. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, Blade Tech, I'm sure Blade Tech has another one. American Top Gunner, he says, thanks for that. I'm in San Diego. Security guard command says, we have a pull-up bar at the hospital near the ambulance bay. I go out there during my break and do, yeah, get you some pull-ups. Awesome, guys. TB says, what's up? Hey, what's up, sir? Security guard, certified security guard from Arizona says, if private security had the same training as the police, would this gain the police force trust? Guys and gals, I mean, we have 2 SWAT teams training with GVPS. If these SWAT teams were located near a GVPS work site, you're damn right that if they saw Mario or they saw Randy, they would ask them to join the stack. I'm not even making this up. You know, when you go through training with each other, you form a certain bond. Okay. American Top Gunner says $2,000 ballistic shield might be good. I'm gonna try to find a shield that's way less than that. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Well, Alaska says we have 40 feet of snow. Oh my goodness, 40 inches. We are shorthanded. Come in and work. Come on, work with Well Alaska. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. They're always hiring and the pay is good. Don Mengango says, when will you interview San Diego Transit Enforcement under Intercon Security Services? I had a chance. I've had like 3 requests already. American Top Gunner says, can you recommend a duty belt? I cannot right now. I did a video actually on that, but I'll do an update for you guys. Professional Security Journal says, I work for Intercon. They're good people. Wow. Mike says that Intercon is good people. They're good people.